many cultures, and just to kind of the most mainstream one, the Judeo culture, the Judaism, they don't say the name of God. They when they write it, and I know this because I've been seeing it a lot, you know, they put G-D, you know, because the reason this is done is to create a symbol, a word, a semantic display of G, an O, a D, to try and describe something which is truly ineffable and indescribable, is to, in a way, devalue it. And, you know, it's the same kind of mentality, I guess, as people not wanting drawings of the Prophet Muhammad, that which they find sacred, but getting away from organized religions and Judeo-Christian cultures and Abrahamic Muslims and Moses and Muhammads and Jesuses. If we try and talk about the big picture here, and, you know, like many of you, I connect direct to the source. You know, that's a phrase I stole from Bill Hicks, but wow, here's a man in the early 90s, before the internet, being able to figure it all out himself. You know, today a young man on acid realized that all energy is just, or all matter is just energy condensed to a slow vibration. There is no such thing as death. We are the imagination of ourselves, and so forth. And what a sunny day, you know? And like just a week ago, exactly a week ago, the moon, which is proportionally 400 times smaller than the sun, but also in a kind of cosmic coincidence, 400 times closer to us than the sun. It is a perfect fit. Because, ladies and gentlemen, do not be fooled by the illusion of the everyday world, of this material world of things existing. Nothing exists in this sense. And I don't say illusion, man. Hey, it's an illusion, man, in a sense that it's not real. That you're not understanding illusion right. The word illusion means it's not quite what it seems. And Niels Bohr and all the other quantum physicists 100 years ago, they found a part of it saying that, yeah, it truly is not as it seems. You go down deep enough into matter, it's not actually there. There's probability amplitudes of waves and potential particles, and the relationship between the perceiver and the infinite wave it takes a perceiver to actually cement it into a location, because, drum roll, you're God. Oh, sorry, I had to just get that out. You are God, you know, this is me talking to myself on camera. Even this camera I'm looking at now, that is God. It's just as conscious as I am. It's just that the illusion of matter has created this cerebellum and frontal cortexes and left hemisphere, right hemisphere. And I love it when I'm, you know, quick tangent here, quick tangent, I'm good at my tangents, you know. I turned on the news and it was like, oh, reports from some study at the University of Harvard, you know, they've put this person in an MRI electro fucking scanner, and we found the bits, the firings in the brain when you feel love. And they're like, yep, we have deduced. And the Metro newspaper as well, which is another fucking free publication that's chopping down trees to fill your mind with garbage each morning. They're like saying, yep, we're getting closer to figure out the complete physical attributes of love. You know, very soon, within the next decade, we'll be able to tell you that love is just electrochemical signals in the brain. It's just ones and zeros. And they're just completely ignoring the hard problem of philosophy, of science, of reality, of epistemology, of ontology, which is, how does inanimate processes, ones, zeros, electricity, how does matter create consciousness? And like, don't get so fucking caught up in this whole bloody thing. It's simple. You know, okay, to slightly make fun of myself, I could be like this kind of crazed hippie sat here in front of this lovely classical building saying, I don't know, therefore God. But no, it's not as simple as that. I'm not saying I don't know, therefore Christian God. I'm not saying I don't know, therefore Allah. I'm not saying I don't know, therefore Vishnu, Ganesh, and all the rest of them. No. The simplest explanation to the problem of reality is that you're God. And not you specifically, I mean, you specifically, but everyone else. It's not a case of a David Ickean slip of the tongue where you're on the Wogan show when you say, I am the Son of God. If David Icke, and like, look, I wish nothing upon the guy, I mean, he's a fucking, you know, he's doing his whole reptile conspiracy thing, and he's very good at it, and he makes loads of money because loads of people want to turn up and see a mulleted white man in his 60s tell them about reptiles and voodoo crazy shit, you know. But the simplest explanation is that you're God. Because look, let's take this further. Look, let's just speak about this for a second, yeah? So, you're here. You're in this kind of electromagnetic, dark matter, gravity world, and you're conscious and you're able to look around. So, okay, so then you ask, how is that able to happen? And then someone will say to you, oh, well, there was this big bang, and then all the kind of forces in the universe are just tweaked just right, you know, it's the anthropomorphic principle. Some people go, multiple universes, we just happen to be conscious in the one that actually works. Fair enough. But then that begs the question, okay, what is the framework? What is this arena where multiple universes or one universe can exist? And then you go, well, why would there even be an arena? Why is there something rather than nothing? And then you suddenly come back to the same thing where you go, well, who's asking? Who is the person that's asking this question? And it's I, the self. And like, I still do get a bit shy when I'm ranting like this, and then innocent bystanders, like that gentleman behind me, walk past, and they have that kind of look in their eye, like this guy is either... Actually, no, it's until they actually see the camera, which is small, and it's here perched on the side of a ledge, and they think I'm actually a crazy person talking to myself. Well, I am a crazy person talking to myself. This is just a small camera. But yes, so coming back to the whole kind of scala thing, let's go up the onions of reality. At the outer levels, it's nothing but miracle. It's nothing but complete esoteric God consciousness. As the Indians say, the Atman equals the Brahman from the Upanishads. I'm like, look, it's not the case that when you realize this, you're going to suddenly evolve into an 18th dimensional being and transcend all the bloody emotions. You did this to yourself for a reason. What is the greatest game that you could possibly do as an immortal, as God? I tell you what, an utterly fucking convincing life of mortality and decrepitude and aging and ultimately death. Once you've done all the games, once you've truly explored the orgasmic, ultra high speed of light through every planet, your sperm and egg exploding, and you're fucking billionaire, and you're having 1 trillion children a second, and you're creating 1 billion trillion ad infinitum to the power of 5 billion to the power of 5 billion. Once you've done all that, once you've truly, and like, you know, as God, you can do this in a split second. It's like, bang, I've experienced everything there is to experience. What's the last thing that's left? The ultimate game is to get lost, to get completely lost in this amazing illusion where you actually think that you're just a tiny little insignificant speck of atoms lying in the gutter, waiting to die. And if you don't pass your genes on, if you don't have kids, and then what happens to them? What if they die? Then your DNA, your lineage, traceable back since the genesis of life on Earth, is gone. And that's the thing, it'll give you stress, it'll piss you off, it'll make you really upset. But ultimately, the bigger picture, I can't even convince you of this, it's something I've figured out for myself. You're God. Oh, that didn't work, let's try again.